That was a fast-paced and I think policy-dense tour across the bumpy terrain of challenges and opportunities as Canada emerges, hopefully, from this once-in-a-century pandemic and think about what growth means in the future. I think we all recognize that the pandemic sort of showed us where some of the cracks are. It widened some of the cracks. But it also opened up some new opportunities. And today felt to me, at least, a little bit like a time to reflect on those lessons, some of the shifts, and some of the open spaces. And certainly brought home for me also, and I wonder if it's because we heard it from real humans rather than screens, just how important the choices of the next few months and near term is going to be. So. Growth is a verb, and although I'm biased towards natural gardens, I don't think that's a plan in the current environment. It seemed especially appropriate today for us to start, and we circled back a few times to the turmoil on the geopolitical stage. And from Europe to Asia to Ukraine, and closing with Peter Lohan on the US. We're in a big ocean, and it's a stormy one, so that context is so important. We also had a glimpse of the really hard work that's happening across the country towards the net zero transition. And a reminder that if we don't get that piece right, growth will stifle, and we will be part of the climate problem rather than the climate solution. I thought we had fascinating glimpses into the work that is required for economic reconciliation and building a truly inclusive economy, so important and so timely. And then these little tasting menu pieces on big, bulky topics, future of life sciences, cybercrime, cybersecurity, airports, that felt like they needed a lot more time for us to really get our heads around, but wonderful. And then we heard Minister Champagne's energy and enthusiasm and ambition this morning, but it felt very appropriate to close with the wisdom and pragmatism of Lisa Raitt and Anne McClellan, talking about the kind of coalitions we need to build across our partisan and fragmented society to get stuff done. So, three big thank yous are in order. Big thank you to all of our speakers who so generously shared their insights with us today. I know Ed and the team worked really hard to live up to PPF's motto, which is the think tank about tomorrow. Our speakers really shone a light on tomorrow and showed the way. So we're very grateful to them. To all of the sponsors who made today possible, I think you sense we were hungry to actually reconnect, and so you can be sure that the connections that have been built today will extend beyond the boundaries of this event. And finally, a big thank you to all of you. Time is very, very precious, and I hope you felt that today's chunk was well spent. We hope we will see you this evening and in future conversations. I think we all have a sense that Canada's growth agenda is kind of still our unfinished business. And so please stay engaged as we try to carve new tools, try new approaches, hopefully set some new trajectories, but also, as we heard in this last panel, redefine the purpose of growth for Canada's future. So thanks everybody for being here, and hopefully we'll see you down the escalator in a little while. Thanks. Nice to be back in person.